everyone, this is that Q&A FAQ thing I was talking about. We're gonna do that today. So just a little side note, I have read through and written down all of the questions and I have organized them into little segments. And I'm also very nervous, so I hope it goes well. I hope this is okay. We'll start. I've separated them into about 5 different things. We've separated into questions about me, questions about the videos, so the channel, questions to do with SF9, Stan questions, and another section about me and rowoon, because I got a lot of questions about that and it's embarrassing. But I did say that I would try to answer all, most, if not all. But I did get around 50 questions and I will be summarizing them if they're similar. And some of them have been edited for clarity. I hope that's okay. I'm 18 and almost 19. I'm not quite sure when this video will come out because I'm scheduling a lot recently. I'll be 19 in August. Where am I from? I'm from Australia. I'm from the east side. I've been up and down the east coast of Australia my whole life. Languages I want to learn. I thought this is interesting. So I can only speak English because I'm white as balls. I used to learn Italian in school. Oh dear. I did learn Italian for about a year, but I have forgotten pretty much everything because I'm useless. But I would love to learn Spanish or French just because it's wide, I suppose, in a way. It's used in a lot of places. I feel like it could be useful. And, you know, because I consume a lot of Korean media, that would be handy as well. Favorite movie? Ooh, I love films. One of my all-time favorite films is Pan's Labyrinth. I just love Guillermo del Toro films. The 60s Batman film, Batman the movie. Man, I love a lot of movies, man. But let's just say Pan's Labyrinth. What albums, PCs, posters do you have? I love your unboxing videos on there. But I have mainly genuine photo cards. I have posters from every SF9 era, but also like Mio and Easy Love. I have all of their Korean releases. I have the special edition of Mamma Mia. I think I have like 3 copies of Mamma Mia, man. I don't know. I have first and second gen fantasy packages. I got the first one secondhand. Cheering kit from... Shit, I can't remember the fan site. I'll put the fan site on the screen. It's Jane cheering kit. I have 80s releases. I have one of the versions of the Japanese release of Now or Never. I have a few posters for the Rose. I have some 80s posters. Yeah, I'll just let the video tell you honestly. Should people stream Raw? Yeah. I am a Raw enthusiast. I love Raw. Favorite B-side? That's difficult, dude. I got a few questions like this, and I'm assuming they're SF9 B-sides. But I'd have to say Just On My Way. Just On My Way is probably my favorite SF9 song. But I also love Heartbeat, Round and Round. Everyone loves Round and Round. Shut Up and Let Me Go. Man, I can't choose. I love 4-Step. There's just some favorites. There's not one song that I don't love, so one SF9 song you can listen to the rest of your life. Probably Love Me Again. Love Me Again is a song that calms me when I get upset. I love Love Me Again. What bands or artists do you listen to outside of K-pop? Oh man. I also collect vinyl records. That's the thing. Those are mainly what K-pop and vinyl records are my big things, and of course they're pricey as fuck. But my all-time favorite band is called The Main. I also listen to Paramore and Matchbox 20 and Ice House. I listen to older Panic at the Disco and Fall Out Boy. I listen to a band called Pale Waves, the 1975. Man, Water Parks. I listen to a lot of local bands, well, ex-local, I used to live there. Like With Confidence and Stand Atlantic, Eat Your Heart Out. I listen to a lot of Buddy Holly and Elton John. I love Lorde and I Don't Know How But They Found Me. Gorillaz. I listen to a lot of music. It's a little bit intense, but music is what keeps me going in life, you know? The channel and video questions, I feel like I'm what most people are here for. What software do you use is something I always get. I use Wondershare Filmora for editing videos, and I use Clip Studio for thumbnails and editing pictures, like Killian's French Thing and InSong's High Notes. Those are edited in Clip Studio Paint. One day I think I will move on to a different video editing program just because Filmora does have its limitations. But yeah, that's what I use. Why did you call your channel Rowan's Legs? You know what? I don't know. I've had the channel for quite a long time, but I only started uploading it, in October 2018. It really doesn't have a meaning. I couldn't tell anyone why it's named that because I didn't even know myself. Like, it doesn't really have a meaning. I was just thinking of something that could be Mimi, and his legs are, they're a thing of beauty. They're a marvel of this world, I think. Inspiration to make YouTube/crack videos. Well, I've done video editing and photo editing work since school. It's always something I've liked, and I wanted to get back into it at some stage, and I was playing around with it a little bit last year before I started the fanfare video, and I wanted to do a video for SF9's second anniversary. The fanfare acoustic in a box thing was one of the first videos I'd seen of them, and it's sentimental. It's a video that I really enjoy a lot, and I wanted to fuck with it, I wanted to play with it, and that's why it exists. How long does it take to make a video? It depends on me, really. It depends on how motivated I'm feeling, how I'm feeling, what content I have available, inspiration, that sort of thing. Lately I've been making a lot of videos because of the whole traveling thing, and I don't think that I'm gonna have enough to last at least 2 months. I hope I have enough to last at least a month and a half, but I will be traveling until at least mid-October, so I don't know how that's gonna go. With things like the Lines videos, it takes a few hours, depending on the member. Like, InSong's and Taeyang's, they were a little bit more difficult because they do a lot of ad-lib, and they have a lot of background vocals and that sort of thing, but members like, say, the rap line mainly have verses that are one big chunk of a song, or in Chinese case, one little chunk of a song, but we're not salty, And they'll take less time just because there's either less lines or it's more of a chunk of a song and it's easy to split up. The videos that I do for members' birthdays may take maybe a day or two, depending on how motivated I am. And that sort of thing, but I do write everything down in a notebook. I do a lot of planning for my videos. So yeah, it depends. Let's say a day to maybe 4 days, depending on the video and how my bitch ass is doing. How many SF9 videos have you downloaded? I did check the folder where I keep all my clips and videos and all that, and I do have around 500 things downloaded. There are interviews, there are music videos, there's really tiny clips that I've recorded separately from a video, there's some VLive clips, there's Don't Trust Your Mama sort of things. There's a lot of shit, that there are a lot of... I have downloaded a shit ton of things over the past however long I've been into stan questions. How long have you been standing SF9? I'm not really sure, honestly. I know it was towards mid to late 2017. It was in between Easy Love and also Le Mio, I know that. And I was leaving high school at the time. I dropped out of school. It was somewhere around there, so it's been probably almost 2.5 years. I'm not really sure. What song made you stan? It was something off of Breaking Sensation. I think it might have been Why? Was Why on... It was either... It might have been Watch Out. It was I was listening to a Spotify radio thing based on some artist I don't remember, and that just popped up, and I was really into it. And I looked them up, and I listened to a lot of their music before I actually properly started standing. But my first comeback was Also Let Me Know. Is your original SF9 bias your current bias? No. No. The first member that stood out to me was Chani because I heard his voice and I was like, oh, that's a deep voice. And then I saw a picture of him and I just wanted to know why his voice is so disproportionately deep to his tiny self. But I do think my first bias was Insong. The first time I saw him, I wanted to draw him. Because he's beautiful. I love drawing Insong. No, my current bias is Jaeyoon. It's been Jaeyoon for about almost a year. Yeah, I think it'll be a year in like late August, early September. But no, I am a bit of a whore when it comes to SF9. So you bias Rowoon and Jaeyoon. How long have you biased Jaeyoon since when? You know, a lot of people here think that I actually bias Rowoon, and I don't blame you all. But he's only been a complication from this year. Actually, I've always had a thing for Jane, even when Insong was my bias, even when Huyang was my bias. But yeah, I'm actually Jaeyoon biased, believe it or not. I've biased Jaeyoon since late August, early September, 2018. And I think it's funny that people that don't know me on Twitter at least, because I don't shut the fuck up about Jaeyoon. Oh my god. But yeah, we love Jaeyoon. We love SF9. I think it's hard to have a bias. If you have one set bias the entire time while you're standing SF9, I applaud you because I don't understand. Is SF9 the only group you stand? No. I stand a few groups. I'm really bad at getting into new groups actually, but I like 80s and I like The Rose and I like Dreamcatcher, Priston, Marmello. I always forget who I stand honestly. I got into Pentagon a few months back. I'm still learning about them though. And Flying, Day 6. Honestly, I think I listen to a lot more groups than I stand. Like I listen to a little bit of One Way? I hope that's how you pronounce it, otherwise it's gonna be really shitty. I listen to like 117 song, but I would love to get into them. I listen to a little bit of TXT when I feel like it. A little bit of Honeyeast. I love Honeyeast. I will never forgive FNC for that, man. I really like Cherry Bullet's first singles album. I don't think I stand a lot of groups because I'm really lazy when it comes to getting into them. Listen to a bit of Stray Kids. If anyone has groups that I should be getting into, do let me know because I love music. Music makes me happy. I try. Is SF9 your bias group? Has anyone else been your bias group? Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious that they're my bias group. I mean, I made a goddamn YouTube channel for them. But I've never loved a group as much as I love SF9. I found them at a very important and down time in my life, so I'm extremely grateful for them. I think that's it for Stan questions. So that one group of questions that I was talking about is kind of a joke with some of my mutuals and myself on Twitter. It is the rowoon and M thing. I literally can't make myself say it. It's more. I like I can't say it without laughing. It's so stupid. Anyway, I want to get it over with. What are your thoughts on more? I don't think about it. They know exactly who they are. The people that I'm talking about know exactly who they are. I don't think about it. I don't have thoughts on it. Next question. Why do you keep denying your feelings for softball? Do you know what? I don't think I've... That's a lie. I can't say I've never denied it. But I love Jane, okay? Why did it take so long for you to admit that you're basically in love with someone? I have never admitted that, so I don't appreciate this slander. Why is your channel named rowoon if you're biased? If Jay and something going on between y'all? The only reason that the channel name is rowoon's legs is because have you ever seen a pair of legs that magnificent? I don't think so. I do not think so. Again, I have no idea why the channel is called what it is, but that's what it is. Last question in this section because I really want to get it over with. Will you acknowledge more? This is as much acknowledgement on the solo thing that you're gonna get. It's not something that I am willing to actually talk about. I'll talk about it online, sure, but I don't want it coming out of my own friggin' mouth. Anyway, we gotta go. We gotta move on to the SF9 questions because I'm about to lose my mind. Which SF9 member would you fight? Darwin. I know I'm not alone when I say I want to fight Darwin. I would. Oh my god. I would fight the shit out of Darwin. Favorite comeback and era. Favorite comeback was definitely Now or Never. But my favorite. Oh. My favorite era. I've really been loving RPM. I'm also very biased towards Sole Mio. It was just quality. Night of the Sun era was just, I love it. Which member would Shani hit first? To assess, I don't think it would be In-sung, Jaeyoon, or Huyoung. Probably not Jewel either. So I'm thinking Dawon or Rowoon. I don't think it'd be maybe Youngbin, I don't know, but probably Dawon or Rowoon. Who would you kill? Preferably none of them. I don't think I should be talking about who I would murder. It's Dawon. Which member would you have dinner with? In-song, because I know that he mentioned that he's been skipping meals, and I don't like that, so I'm gonna make him eat. I'll watch him. Would you change SF9's leader, and if so, who? No, I don't think I would. I wouldn't change the leader because I think Youngbin is perfect for the role. I think he really embraced it, and I think they'd all be a little bit lost if anyone else is the leader.
하나, 둘, 셋! 안녕, 가자! 안녕, 가자!
When will we be getting them a first win? Well, hopefully next era. I know we say that every era so far, but I did see how close we got. We came second in one of the show's rankings, and during that one we also got a perfect score in the live voting, so we are improving. We did improve a lot. We did a lot more during RPM. Which member secretly knows 5 languages? Either In-sung or Darwin, I'd say. That bitch is so smart. Like, he could just pull a language out of his ass and be like, wow, fluent. Darwin, I'd say, just because you know how he pulls Spanish out of nowhere, so I would not be surprised if he's secretly good at everything. If you spent a day with the members, what would you do? I know this sounds stupid and cliche, but I get ice cream. I love ice cream. I'd like to get ice cream with them. This is so delusional. Which member would you be best friends with and why? Taeyang, my best friend, when I comment under his post. But I honestly think I'd click better with Jewel. I don't know. Jewel is just, I don't know. I just do. Favorite vocalist and rapper in SF9 alone. I honestly can't choose just because they're all bring a different, especially with the rappers. They all bring very different things to songs. Like listen to Intro, to Breaking Sensation, and Nights of the Sun, and they just bring something different every time. And I feel like the vocal lines, voices are all very unique as well. So I honestly can't choose. I'm sorry to be a shithead and not properly answer, but I hope that's okay. Favorite personality trait of each member. I'll start with In-sung. In-sung, I love how he can make people feel comfortable no matter what the situation is. He seems like a very friendly sort of dude. I don't know, he makes people feel comfy, and I admire that. I really love how much of a leader Youngbin is. He's just a natural born leader, and that's something that I can't personally relate to. but I think it's very admirable, you know? I love how sincere Jaeyoon seems. Like, I feel like what the personality that he gives off is the most similar to how he'd be in person. I love how genuine he feels. Dawon, I love that he's actually quite soft-spoken compared to how he's marketed by FNC. He's marketed as, you know, the funny, unhinged member, but I love how soft-spoken and down-to-earth he can be. Juho, I love his creativity. I hope that he continues to make his songs and to express himself in that way because I think it's really important. I love his songs, man. I hope that he gets to release all of them at some point. Ron, I love how unapologetically himself he is. I think he's got a very good sense of who he is. He feels... and I love that boy. I love how himself he is. I think he's very in touch with himself. Taeyang, I love his passion. You can see in his performance, when he performs, how passionate he is, and I think that's beautiful, you know? Huiyang, I love how down to earth that kid is. Oh my god, I say kid, he's a year older than me. I love the way he thinks when he's asked questions in interviews that are kind of, you gotta put a little bit of thought into it. The way he answers is so interesting. It's really beyond his age, I think. Chani, I love how hardworking Chani is. It's incredible how long he's been working for and how I feel he's stayed mostly himself from what we've seen at least. From they're gonna be different personally and on shows and in lives and whatever. They're gonna have different personas for each situation. For Chani, he's so hardworking, man. That boy is employed. And I really love that about him. I think it's incredible. Choose superpowers for each member. Oh, alrighty. This is gonna be very messy. Fuck. Okay, give me a sec. Okay, so I actually took a little bit of time to think about that one because I wanted it to suit the member and all that jazz, but do you mind that I couldn't really think of a decent one for Jaeyoon, so I'm kind of just meh. Anyway, the one that I find fit most, I want in the song to be a cat shifter so he can finally live out his fairy dreams. And I think he'd love that. Youngbin, I wasn't sure about either, but I'd love for him to be a time traveler dude. I'd love for him to have time manipulation. I think that'd be really cool. He can be a little Doctor Strange, bro. Like I said, for Jaeyoon, I wasn't really sure, but I did say super strength, so he could protect the lesbians at all times. Dawon, I said shapeshifter, because his power. He already does his impressions and all that. So imagine his power if he could actually become what he wanted to do an impression of. For Jewel, I said power to stop time. You know, I didn't really work out the logistics, like does he still age while time is stopped? Does time continue to move for others? I just want him to keep making his music and not lose any time for himself, and so that he can sleep as much as he wants. For Rowan, I said teleportation, so he can do what he needs to do so he can get that bread and then immediately go to bed. For Taeyang, I am living out that Flores Taeyang dream, and I want him to have a botany thing, you know? I want him to have a botanical communication thing. I want him to be a little poison ivy boy. For Huyang, I said to talk to animals because he seemed to really love animals. And I think that'd be really cute, you know? I don't know. I'm really not good at this. For Chani, I said telekinesis so he can lay down whenever he wants and just bring shit to him. This is mainly because I was reading through a translation in an interview where he asked Huyang to come get something for him that was maybe 2 feet away from him. And neither of them got it and just stay on the ground. So I'm solving his problems. That was a mess. That's all the questions I had. I do hope this was okay. I know it's messy. I've never done anything like this before. So I hope it was fine. This is also a little thank you for 3,000 subscribers that we hit a little while ago. a few weeks before this video comes out. I'm really not sure when it's come out. I'm so sorry. And I'm sorry that I can't do more to thank you all for supporting me and supporting my videos. There are people out there that do enjoy them, and they make people smile. I would love if people laughed at either the dumb edits or me gasping every 2 seconds during the unboxings. I really, really do hope this was okay. I hope that you're all doing well. Thank you ever so much for everything, for watching and all that. I'm not really good with words, and I didn't really want to write a script for this. Partly out of laziness, and partly because I wanted to be more genuine. And I know I say thank you a lot, and it's probably lost a lot of its meaning, but it's all I can do. I can answer comments and all that, but thank you is probably the most I can do. Yeah, I hope you're doing well. Hope you're all doing well. I hope you have a good day or night or whatever you're doing. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye.
What are you doing?